Why does everyone keep assuming that I've been to Japan? Like, do I look like I've been to Japan? Do I look like a person who's been blessed by experiencing Tokyo's expert public transportation services? Every person I meet has to start a conversation with, "Hi, nice to meet you. Have you been to Japan?" And I'm like, I was supposed to go like 2 years ago, and then the pandemic hit, my flight was canceled, COVID happened, and I never got the chance to take the time off work ever again. And yet every single person I meet has to still remind me that I still haven't gone. Would you like tea? I used to drink tea. And you don't anymore? Yes, I would love some tea. That would be nice. Thank you. This sofa reminds me of one that my mother used to have in the sitting room when I was a boy. She did leave it to me in my will, but I'm afraid when I went to collect it, I found the whole thing gone to tatters. And did that make you sad? No, but I did collect it, but unfortunately this past season my wife ended up setting fire to it while she was trying to screen lights on the Christmas tree. The whole thing's a dreadful business. Right, well, do you think the fire contributed to your recent stress levels? Nonsense. I haven't experienced stress since I was in the Navy. Do you know they dropped us off in the middle of the ocean, made us swim 15 miles back to shore once, and that was just for training. What happens if you can't do it? You're drowned. Wow. Talk about sink or swim. We set off from Rivendell with 7 companions. 1 we lost in Moria. 2 are my kin, and a dwarf there was and an elf, and 2 men. Aragon, son of Anethorn, and Boromir of Gondor. Were you a friend of Boromir? Well, I wouldn't exactly call us friends, but, I mean, we get on, yeah. It would grieve you then to discover that he is dead. What? He's dead? What? Yep. What? How come no one told me? How did you know he was dead? Were you friends with Boromir? No, not particularly. When did he die? Not 6 days ago. How do you even know he's dead? I went to his funeral. What? You just said he died 6 days ago. When was the funeral? This morning. What? Why was I not invited? How did you get invited? I was his therapist. Oh, that makes sense. You sure he's dead, though? Yep, it was an open casket. Damn it. Do you know how he died? Yeah, apparently he was played by Sean Bean. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. So back when I used to manage Steve Carell's bank account, you know, before I had a sense of humor. Right. I used to deliver pizzas on the weekends just to have an excuse to drive my car around at night. Wait a minute. So you used to work for Steve Carell? Oh yeah. I was his accountant. I used to help him pay his taxes. Until he found out that I was double dipping, and then he had to let me go. He said he wouldn't press charges under one condition, that I make out with him for at least 3 minutes. So needless to say, I made out with Steve Carell for 3.5 minutes once. 3.5? Well, we got carried away. Sometimes at night I can still see those boys drowning to death before I ever got the chance to call themselves men. That's too bad. I swam 20 miles once myself. Listen, you unsympathetic I'll eat your cat for breakfast. The joke's on you because I don't have a cat. Do you have a... I'd choose my next words carefully if I were you.